Okay, Italian league. We're gonna watch Verona versus Trento. It's a 3-1 game. That second set looks like it was a little bit of a beat up, a little bully session there. But it's gonna be Verona with Keita getting the most. We got Christenson running the offense. We got Ferreira Souza on the right side. And we got Mojic. It doesn't look like the other guy, Sani, played much. Maybe just a serve spec. And then, I mean, this guy must be in the middle, yeah. And then Trentino, you already know, it's Michieletto, Spertoli running the offense. Ramon, I don't remember. I think he played right side left. No, he's an outside. Because they don't have, what's his face anymore? Yeah, but anyways, then we got Fare on the right side, and we got Gabby Garcia Fernandez as a serving spec. Tovier playing middle. Anyways, let's get into it. Let's check it out. It should be a pretty good Italian league battle. Two very physical teams, two very skilled teams, great rosters. And I was just talking to my old teammates about like where to put the ball out of system, and it's this is a miss. This is a miss inside, but your aim is like 5 feet in, 2 feet off the net, like pretty close to the net. Because you want to miss, you'd rather miss inside like this, because you see Keita just take a slide approach and still get it at his peak. And you want to miss tight, because then at least you can make a decision there. And you see, okay, we got 2 out of system sets right off the bat here. Inside, tight. High, tight, inside. And you got another one here coming here. High, tight, inside. Okay? And they're both able to take like genuine swings off of it. Good blocks, whatever. They're able to get a point in transition with Souza. Taking it down that line there. Gosh, he's a beast, man. He's fun to watch. Just ripping it into the angle quickly, not even giving Michieletto any sort of time. No time to react there. This guy played for them last year, I think. I can't remember where he's from. He's probably Italian, though. I would assume Italian, but I could be wrong. Sorry, I got a little mess up there. Anyways, Micah Christenson reversing the flow here quickly, too. And I love how quickly he does this, He's up, he's going vertical, and then just right there, he starts to just go, okay, going back. Like, you don't want to be jumping like this and then there. Like, you want to use your whole body. It's going to help you finish through the window anyways. Like, bang, bang. And Sousa's able to get that at his peak. Boom. And if the middle is going to cheat over like this, reverse the flow all day. Like, if you have your middle running a 3, pass gets moved forward a little bit, flip that back, and that's gonna be a solo block all the time, But I don't know, if you don't have a right side that you can trust to hit a reverse flow swing, like, yeah, obviously you can't set him, but yeah, it just depends on who you got. I think Keita kind of gets caught having happy feet here. Just so many steps, step, and then he's never balanced and ready to move. And then he kind of has to just shuffle over. But he's athletic enough to where he just makes a move, tries to get his hands over there. He almost gets a good block there. It's not a bad touch, not a terrible touch, but I think if he calms down a little bit, it'd be a little better. Wow. It was a good run. Just right over top. And Mojic is able to just reach there, get at his peak. Like, look at how high he's hitting that ball. Like, that's beautiful. It's a wonderful run. It's a great route there. Actually, sorry, I'm going to go back. I just want to see what tempo they're on here in between. Okay. Yeah, and it's a good tempo. Like, I think if you have cameras or a way to watch your practices back, or especially like if you're getting reps with your setter, let's say you're an outside, you're getting reps with your setter, or as a setter, you're getting reps with your outsides, being able to watch it back even if you just set up your phone and watch it, you just want to make sure you're getting on the right tempo each time, and you can think about it as on his contact, he can't really see it, but he would be here where he's like in between these steps here. Oh my gosh. Yeah, holy crap. That is terrifying. Holy crap. Yeah, I feel like they're just gonna, like, I know Keita gets the most swings here, but it's probably just because they have Spertzli in front of him, and he is just he's at a huge disadvantage against Keita. Like that's a mouse in the house. That's a mismatch. He's gonna go for it all day. And like again, they're putting that ball up out of system 5 feet inside. Maybe it's a little further inside, but pretty tight too. Still pretty tight. Like, look how quickly it hits his hands. Like, high, tight. Let the man see the block. Let the man get vertical. Give him an opportunity to possibly score, or at least be in a good position. Maybe a miscommunication. I'm not sure. He touched it though. He touched it. He blasted it off the hands. Nice. All right, out of system here. Let's see it again. And something like this is when you miss off the net, and even though Micheletto is 6'11", he's huge, whatever, he has to bring the ball down a little bit. Sorry, my laundry's going wild right now. But he has to bring this ball down a little bit because like he's just so far off the net that he just doesn't have the space. He doesn't have the opportunity to swing off of these hands as easily. And he ends up missing that. And like, I don't know, if you map it out, if you do the stats and stuff of out of system, like what works, what doesn't work, I'm telling you, it's gonna be, if that person's off the net, they're screwed. Like, I bet there's a big difference. I love this run here. Just great communication, great recognition. As a back row outside, you just have to be great at pass recognition, seeing where the pass is, and then middle route recognition, knowing where this guy's going to approach, and seeing this pass is here, seeing he's here, he can just say pipe, 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 put it up there, right over top of the middle, on his back one, and being able to just pop it. Eesh. It's a big serve by Micheletto. I feel like Micheletto's serve this year is even more dominant, but I don't know, maybe it's just because I didn't watch him much this summer, where I'm coming back to him and now I'm thinking, holy crap, he's a beast. He is a beast. Yeah, and I feel like, maybe I'll say that to my buddy, but yeah, you just got to get it. When you're setting a right side out of system, you almost want to miss like 2 feet in, because you want to get it to their right shoulder. Not a terrible move by Keita here. Gets deep, literally off the court, because he knows that this guy's just going to rip off the hands, rip off the fingertips. And he's able to get there. And then Sousa makes a mistake there. And same, like, this is what I'm talking about here, is I feel like this ball misses inside. And because he's leaning in, he doesn't, like, it's harder for him to hit here, because that ball's just on his left shoulder more. And then he ends up bringing it down into the block or into the net, because it's just, like, it's tough for him to find that angle if it's not on his right shoulder, Micheletto, man, going on a big run here. And then he just gets a free ball, sadly. Bam. Yeah, and I would say, it's tough because I feel like Fare has to help on the pipe with Keita, because, like, wow, like, his pipe is crazy. But then he's just not able to close that line, and Moses is just able to just blast it down the line there. And, knowing, if you know that, like, the pipe is a serious threat, or the middle is a serious threat, and you think that the right side is going to, like, creep in, go up there, ready to turn your body through and hit it down the line there. Fare. Yeah. Let's see. It's a really nice pass. I want to see that one more time. Float serve. Holds the angle. It's a really nice pass. It's a perfect pass. Yeah, and Fari kind of gets caught moving a little bit. But it's tough, you know, because they're not running. There's not a huge difference between the tempos. Love this serve here by Micah Christenson here. And look at how he's pretty much maxing out his reach there. You know, like his arm is fully straight. Like he could, from the same exact toss, like you can't tell that he's going to float it until about there. And, you know, maybe he could hit it a little soft or drop it a little shorter for them and make it a little bit more difficult and make them kind of have to make a bigger adjustment, I guess, in serve receive. But still, like, getting great hand contact from a maxed out arm and not showing that you're going to spin to float it super early. Like, I know some players that either hybrid it or they reverse hybrid it a lot. And, like, they toss their real spin like this with a huge high toss, but then they toss their spin to float with a really low toss, and it's like, okay, well, I'm just going to step up and take it with my hands then. You know, like, I know that you're going to spin to float if you go low toss, so I'm just going to step up and take it with my hands. Like, it loses its hybrid value. Bang. Big dog. That dude's large and in charge. Torvia, yeah. Is he German? I feel like he might be German. Did I watch him a little bit last year? I feel like I watched him a little bit last year, but I just don't remember. But still, even in transition, Spertzley just added this advantage, even though Keita doesn't even have much of an approach. You know, that's going to be a rough matchup to have there. Yeah, it really, like, having a Gianelli type, it really does make a difference, man. But I love this move by Keita, making a true triple block here. Like, look at all of them, okay? Loaded hands. Look at where this guy's hands are. I feel like he is perfect with where his hands are. You know, Keita might be a little too relaxed, but it's not a big deal. Like, this is fine. But, like, his hands are here. He's ready to move. It's not about, we'll be here. No, come on. That doesn't do anything for you. And they're able to move because, look, let's see one more time. Big serve. Let's see. Yeah, big move. And it's interesting. I see this guy here, because that ball's super high, which I like this. I don't think I've seen this or at least noticed it before in someone else. He takes a shuffle first and then takes a swing block. It's like which is usually the footwork for an outside that is closing to the triple block. And I mean, Keita does his own kind of shuffle, like that's kind of a shuffle and then a swing block. Like it's almost like a hop shuffle. But same deal, like you hit a little shuffle and then you hit a swing block, because that shuffle takes a little bit of space and then that swing block takes the rest of it, you know? And that's the footwork, man. And that's something you should rep out, you know? Honestly, like I've repped it out a good amount, but I don't think that it's natural yet for me. Like I don't think that that's just like, okay, I'm in a triple block scenario, I'm going to do this footwork. Because let's see if I get an opportunity to show you. But if I just hit without the shuffle, if I hit a swing block, I'm not going to cover as much space, you know? So it's just a classic thing, you know? Bang, just gets him inside. Yeah. And you see this move here, because his footwork is weird. His right shoulder is really back, and then he's also trying to, like, correct himself and do that, and he's not able to press because his whole footwork is off. Like, he's literally jumping like this and trying to jump to the side, and it's just not going to work. Like, you're going to get trickled inside, or whatever you want to call that. You're going to get beat inside on your block a lot if you consistently have that wrong footwork. Same thing, like you can't tell that he's going to spin it until about there. And he just pops it, and then you see this guy just kind of like, okay, I'm ready for the spin. Ooh, okay, you know. It's a good pass, though. It's a good pass. Yeah, and I feel like staying relaxed when you're passing those spin to floats is actually like a very, very important thing, because you just got to not stiffen up, not be like, oh, shoot, this isn't what I expected. You know, like expect it a little bit so that you can at least be relaxed and make a move. Ooh. Yeah. Nice, Fare. I want to see this one more time. So they cheat over. Got a blocking sub for Souza. Blocking sub for Souza, interesting. Or just a pure sub. Maybe it's because of something else. I don't know. I'm not sure. Good serve, though. Really nice serve by Sani. Oof, off the tape, though. Nice move. Nice move by Modric. Again, same thing. Putting it tight. Maybe this one misses a little bit far out here, but at least he's tight and he can just, like, he knows where the hands are because they're right there. Like, he doesn't have to worry about, like, oh, okay, I'm 5 feet away from the block. I'm 10 feet away from the block. Let me try to find the fingers. You know, like, you have so much more area to swing into and you have so many more options when it's tight like this. Yeah. Let's see. What's happened? I think someone went in the net. Yeah, you know, I like this middle though. I like this stuff that he's doing because he's hitting a shuffle move first, and then he's hitting a block move or like a swing block move, and it allows him to cover more space. Takes a few extra steps, but he covers. He gets over there, makes sure that he's there. Still is able to go pretty dang vertical, and make a good block. You know, I like it. I like it. You know, I'm not a hater of what he's doing. But then when this scenario comes at him, he just makes a regular swing block. Yeah. Let's see. A little spin to float action. Yeah, and again with that spin to float, you just want to show it as late as you possibly can. Good help here by Micheletto. I think I've said this before, but I think Micheletto is a great help blocker. You know, it helps that he's just so tall and he doesn't have to jump super high. You know, he just reaches so high because he's so tall already. But still, like his handwork as a help blocker, I think he closes the space well and presses really well. You know, like he's not getting that block there if he doesn't press well. Spertly back there. Keita with the hands over the top. Ooh, okay, Fare getting tooled. And yeah, honestly, I feel like they're probably gonna feed. They're gonna feed Keita and Modric on the outside because Fare's a good blocker, but he's not the biggest blocker, you know. Ooh, wow. But even from here, they're missing inside, allowing them to take their approach inside. Let's see. Over the top, yeah. Ooh, and he got Micheletto. He almost got hit. Oh, wow, Keita would have been over. Oh, no, I think he just might have stepped extra because he wanted to slow himself down. Almost hit him. Out of bounds. Micheletto into the tape, sadly. Good pass. It's an interesting pass, too, because he's just kind of like backing up, and that's what gives him the space to create the correct angle, which is interesting. Really nice run. This guy must be Brazilian. I feel like he's Brazilian because I feel like only the Brazilian middles jump like this. Or Cindy. Not sure. He might be Italian. It's a really nice swing, though. I'll have to look up who he is. But anyways, let's see. Floater, Keita. Back to Souza. Bang. Souza's just... Yeah. And, you know, it's like... It's not a slow tempo. Like, it's a fast tempo, but they just... Like, Micah Christenson's almost just, like, hanging it in that window and letting him just be quick to the ball. Bang. Yeah, because, like, at his jump, he gets it early. Like, he times it really well to where he can just explode and get it at his peak. Like, get it at his highest point of jump every time. Like, you see this one right here. This guy jumps a little bit early. And then he's almost on his... Yeah, he's starting to go on his way down as he hits. It's not a bad hit. I'm just saying, like, it's impressive how Souza's able to do it. And do it very consistently. Like, he's a very patient jumper. And I think it helps that he's so he's constantly loaded. Like you see in his approach. Next chance we get, whoa, see a ball. Next chance we get, you see in his approach. He's very loaded constantly. He's always low to the ground. And then he can just, once it's time to jump, he jumps, you know, and he's able to get to his peak quickly. Wow, that's a great swing. Great dig, too. Okay. Lifts it. Good. Bang. Modric puts it right on Christenson's head here, lets him run the offense. Like, turn transition balls like that into free balls, man. Yeah, feed that mismatch in a perfect transition play like that. In a perfect transition play like that, where it's a perfect pass. Bang, same deal. Run it back. Give it to Keita. Give it to the mismatch in a situation like that, okay? Because in a situation like this where it's perfect pass, this guy's, you know, he's got to protect and try and help on the middle and be up there for the middle. But because of that, this is pretty much a solo block and bang. And if it's one-on-one Keita versus Spertoli, it's gonna be a rough day for Spertoli, you know. Ooh, did he get it? Oh no, I think it went. Where'd that go? Yeah, that went inside. That went inside on their arms. Holy crap! So Trenta took the first one, which I feel like I'm not super surprised on it. Like I feel like Micheletto had that great run, and so yeah. But then now that Fare is back row, or sorry, Fare is front row instead of Spertoli, they're gonna start running it back to Souza. Start splitting that offense, making this guy work. And I like that they're kind of isolating him a bit by having this guy run his route here, because it just makes him take an extra step here, opens up that seam for him. Bang. Yeah, opens up a little bit of space, makes that middle make a tougher move. Holy crap. Keita. That is an insane serve. Wow. I want to try and pass that so bad. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, wow. That is a crazy serve. Now Keita's going on a big run. Oh my gosh. When you're hot, stay hot. Holy crap. That's a crazy serve, dude. That's a crazy one. And he ends his own run, sadly. But hey, go for it. If you're having a run like that where you get 3 aces in the same run, do it. Get hot, you know. And I like in a situation like this where Fare's front row again, and you got Keita back row again. These are the 2 hot routes. Is this one and this one. Okay, these 2 are like outside's always out here, whatever. Keita's going to be wherever he needs to be. It's not like he's putting a lot of pressure on. But these are the 2 hot routes that you're trying to pick on because you're trying to pick on him. So you're trying to go in between. You're going to try and have him split that gap and get kills, which forces him to step over and opens him up a little bit. Like those are the 2 hot routes. But then let's see. It's a nice swing. Nice. But let's say we'll wait until Spertoli's back front row. But when Spertoli gets front row, I would say like a good way to mess with the middle is to run a back one and then run it to the outside. Yeah, again, same deal. Like block moves here, middle's here, so they step over. They're just given space, you know. And so, like, I don't know, you kind of want to see. You walk into a game knowing who you're going to play, and you know who they're going to focus on, whatever. And this is a perfect time to do this because he's isolated with him because he's stepping over. And it's a perfect time to do it. Because once you see this guy just leaving, bang, you're on him there. It's also situational too, because he gets pushed forward just a little bit, which forces Keita to go behind, and that just changes a little bit of stuff. That puts him in this gap instead of right in the middle. Bang. Yowza. Wow, they got it back though. And Mickey Leto with an out-of-system ball. Wow. What a loose arm swing. Look at that right there. Look at that separation there. Wow. Jeez, I need to start stretching my shoulder. Move my shoulder around. Get that thing freaking mobile. Shoulder mobility is what I gotta start working on, man. Ooh, no. Okay. Spin to float, knew it. See, perfect pass. Over the top. Kablam. And like as a setter, you don't want to just be setting random people. You want to be smart with what you're doing. You want to start picking on certain people. You want to do whatever. So we got Gabby Garcia in for Fare now. Floater. We got road 2. Spiritually kicks it out to Mickey Leto. Over the top. I thought he touched it. I think he might have touched it. I don't know. Oh, trips him. Okay, floater down the line again. Good job out by this libero on outside to just, let this libero cook. Let him take care of some extra space. Wow. It's a really good swing. Good touch. And we're still playing. Ball still is alive. Oof, wow. And I like this middle's patience because he loads, but he's still patient with it. Like he loads, but I feel like he was still ready to move. As a middle, you have to be okay with being late sometimes, and that includes being late to the middle. Transition ball like this, kicking it out to the outside, letting Keita work. Like there's some situations that you'll get into if your team struggles to pass, or if the other team's just serving hot, where it's just like, okay, I'm not in a great situation. I'm just going to give it to my best hitter, give it to my best attacker. Wow, they're completely leaving this open during his serve. But look at how shallow he is. I don't know. He's so shallow. This Keita serve, what you doing, bro? Maybe they're trying to get at it before it cuts, but I don't know. Yeah, Keita won them that set, that's for sure. So that's why the second set was 25-15, is because Keita had like 5 aces in that set. So that makes sense. Okay, Susan missing a serve. His legs are huge, bro. His legs are massive. Keita with a good pass. Gonna count it. They're still cheating over. And Micah Christenson's just gonna be like, okay, if you're gonna do that, I'm gonna do this. Like, you running as a setter, you running and putting people in specific spots is the first action, okay? And then the middles are going to have some sort of reaction to it. And that is either front the middle or down. Like cheat to the middle or down. And you see here the spacing between the two hot routes that there were before, it's closed. It's a lot less. And so now this guy's able to close decent enough, I guess. I'm not sure what happened. Maybe this was just a missed window. But still, like these two are the guys that you're primarily trying to use to mess with this guy earlier. But now he gets blocked because they're right next to each other. I would have liked to see him flip this to the outside or to Keita. Yeah, I'd say these two would be your better options there. But I think this is just because of where the free ball took him. Yeah. Hey, stuff happens. Let's see where they run now, though. Let's see the routes that they put him on. Okay, we got Spiritually back front row. So he's going to run a 1 ball, 40. Oof. Over the top. Bang, and I think what they're trying to do is Spertoli needs to leave early every time. Like, that's just kind of what the blocking scheme is. Like, he never helps on the middle because he knows he needs to make a full swing block move on pretty much every professional outside. And so that's probably what Micah Christenson's trying to take advantage of there, is trying to send Keita over the top so that he can swing to the one there. But maybe it's just a misconnection. Maybe it's just a bad swing. Not sure. Yeah, and Micah Christenson, he's a smart setter. You know, I like what he's doing. He's one of the greatest of all time, for sure. Wow. Just ripping it. Just blasting it. Holy crap. That patient arm swing where he's here, and then once he decides to swing, he just explodes. Just quick. You know, one thing that I try to think about now is swinging. Wow, that is so smart. That is so dang smart, dude. Front row setter recycles it and then immediately sets to the outside. That is genius level play right there. Holy crap. 4-3 in the third set, dude. I'm going to have to put this on my Instagram. Holy crap. He's so smart, bro. I'm going to watch that one more time. Holy crap. That's so smart. That's so good. That's so good. Wow. Never seen that before in my entire life. That is so good. Yeah, let Micah Christenson cook. Let him have some fun. Let him be the quarterback of the offense. And you're going to be in good shape. You know, one thing I'm not sure about. Like, I've never played football. But just like team dynamics wise, I wonder how much control at the professional level, I think, is probably the best way to think about it. But how much control a quarterback genuinely has over like the offense and what plays you run and stuff. You know, because like maybe I don't know. That's just something I would like to experience and understand better, because I think it should be paralleled as to how the setter runs his offense, creates the offense. Like, I think the setter should be in charge of what kind of tempo a team runs. Like, I think you should trust your setters to, hey, you guys have a meeting, break this down, look at the people that we have. These are probably going to be the starters. Talk about what kind of routes you guys are going to run consistently. Talk about the tempo, talk about this, that, whatever. You know, like, wow, hello. That's a spatch and a half. Whoa. But I think that should be the setter's responsibility. Let's see. Gosh, he's up there, dude. What they call it, net? I don't think he got. I don't think he. Yeah, it didn't look like he went in the net. Oh my gosh! Whoa. Yeah, and there's no lag in Micah Christenson's play. Like, he's never caught off guard. Micah Christenson is never caught off guard. Like, he's recycling into Mickey Leto's hands, and immediately he's like thinking, go cover. And then with a quick play that bounces off the net like that, he immediately is thinking, okay, I'm going to set it. I got to set it to the outside. And Mojic also doesn't lag. He's ready. He's waiting. Bang. Swings down the line. He doesn't lag. It's because he understands the game. He's not surprised. He's never surprised. He's always a step ahead. You know, he plays chess. He's not playing checkers. He always knows what should be happening and what is going on, you know? And I mean, this is like the only way that I can try to catch up to him in volleyball IQ is to watch games constantly and just study volleyball constantly, because I mean, I bet he started playing when he was like 2 years old, and I mean, he's been playing at such a high level for so long. He's such a beast. But let's see, Fare ripping it off the hands here. You know, I don't mind the move though. I don't mind the move at all by this middle. You know, maybe he could try to cover more space with this step from here to here, but still, it's not a bad touch. He just, opened up enough space in the seam to where he got tooled over the top again. Oh my gosh. And so now this is the hot route situation is these two. Because Keita and Souza are both front row. Wow, that's okay. Mike Christenson's so smart, bro. Because Keita and Souza are front row. And so you're going there. Wow. So you're trying to pick on this guy because these guys are both leaving because they got to make sure that they're taking care of him. Taking care of those guys. So, wow. Genius, man. Genius. Not like Kanye. Genius. I actually like Kanye. They all love Kanye. Kanye's fun. Let's see. All right, we're checking out what's happening now. And even if you are outsmarting another team, they could just get lucky. Like, who knows? Maybe your hitters just make an error or do something stupid, whatever. But, or there's a stupid touch, who cares? But stuff like that's going to happen. And he's still, even though, because he's back row again, okay, now. But, Keita, what, did this go out of bounds? What do they call? Yeah, I think they called in. Keita, man, what a monster. He's, oh my gosh. Verona, dude. Verona is so dominant right now. And, I feel like their serving is just so great right now, too, because they have Keita and Souza just absolutely bombing huge serves. Keita's just, Micah Christenson's just putting it up there in his window, letting him take a real rip. Bang. And then, Keita and Souza are both taking absolute bombs from the service line. Micah Christenson's chopping people up with a spin to float and putting it into space and putting it where he wants. Yeah, and in a situation like this, he's not in the best spot. It's either here or here. Flipping it into him isn't the best option. Flipping it back to him isn't the best option because these guys are both helping. Goes to Keita, lets him reach. Jeez, man. Sheesh. In one of those semi-in-between type of routes, go to the big dog. Go to the big dog, let him eat. And Keita plays 0-2, right? Yeah, because he served after Souza. Oh, gosh, my back. Oh, wow. Good serve. Yeah. And if you see him have to, see how his head drops? He's here, and then his head has to drop to move to the side. I would say maybe he should be lower in his split step. Or just maybe be able to move. Or maybe, I don't know. Maybe he kind of has to do that, It's tough. But just being able to push off more with this foot. You see this foot almost slip out a little bit. You want to just be able to push out and do a little more there. Yeah, he probably slipped. Yeah. You want to be able to, in serve receive especially, defense too. Wait, hold on. Look at the hip. Look at the hip here. Watch the hip. Watch the hip. Watch the hip. Holy hips. Keon Boone. Anyways, just check that out. Boom. He leaves it on his right side. It's almost like getting it on your right shoulder, and then just as that ball's coming at you, get to the spot. He's here. The ball's going to be here, but he's there, and then he just hops it up there, bang, puts it on the top, bang, puts it on top, spares what he said. Out of system and Mojic, bang. Same deal, dude. High and inside. High, tight, inside. Let him rip. Let him be athletic. Ooh. Yeah, and Micah Christenson's going to rip a few serves, too. Just not as much as some other people. Oh, gosh. Yeah, you want to ISO Spiritually as much as you can, dude. And goodness gracious. Mike Christenson's just so good. He's just so good. Verona's a fun team right now. putting Micah Christenson at the helm with these monsters is so much fun. Oof. Honestly, setters should get paid more. Seeing what Micah Christenson does, or like a smart setter, like, bro, they should get paid. Let them boys get paid. Because you can just put some freak athletes that can hit out there, and Micah Christenson's going to run routes, put them where they want, let them go up, be athletic, you know? That's such a good swing, too. Wow. Such a good offense. Oh, wait, whoa. What was the plan here? Oh, Keita was going to go outside. Oh, okay. Now Keita's just having fun. And, like, this is a sign of how loose he is, how he's relaxed out there. He's ready to just play. Like, bang, do something, you know, have some fun out there. Having fun. I love how Keita plays, like, personality-wise, because he genuinely is just having so much fun out there. Huge dive, good grab. Huge block up. And you see him even move in a little bit here. He's here, and then he moves in a little bit so he can just make a bigger swing block move. Because as this ball gets pushed back, this ball is going to be inside more. And so Keita just moves himself in, so he's able to make a real move against a huge hitter and grab that ball. Huge. And in the same sense, let's mirror this. Let's mirror this and act like we have a righty right side. Pass gets moved forward. Let's just go here. Yeah. Righty right side, pass gets moved forward. In the same sense, this guy would move in a little bit, because if that ball is super far inside, his line is not going to be as powerful. It's going to be much harder for him to hit. So you want to jump in, take that cross, because if that ball's inside, that's just where he's probably going to go. Okay, we can move past that. Bang, big serve. Ooh, let's see. Yeah, like, again, the same thing, like, hey, I'm in a bad place. I'm gonna set my best option here. Ooh. Ball's up. Wow. A little scrappy action. 2, 3. Wow. Yeah. Hey, why not? Why not, man? Why not? Ooh. Nice. Quick. And look how quick this guy has to just decide and get there. You know, like. Great job by him to just go. Great. Bang, go. Like, you're going to have to approach in some weird ways sometimes, but you have to be quick. Like, just because the pass is there doesn't mean you can be a baby and be like, oh, pass wasn't perfect, I can't be up there. Screw that, come on. Go up, be a man. Take a good route. Give your setter the option of setting you. Let's see. Bang. Yeah. Let's see. Ooh, that's a good cut. That's a good shot. Setting the best option. Bang. Getting it over there. Big middle, good move. I want to see that. And you see, like, look at how planted this foot is. Like, he's even going out of his shoes a little bit there. Like, he's planting with that foot and able to push off like that. Like, that foot didn't move or slide at all. He's planting with that foot so that he can move to the side and make a good move, you know? Like, and that's the one I'm thinking about, the one where Mojic, like, slipped and wasn't able to make that move at kind of like the edge of his range. Good run. Micah Christenson just being smart. Yeah, I'm thinking about that because, I don't know, you need to be able to cover space in the same way you need to be able to cover space on the block. You got to cover space on defense. You got to do all these things. Like, you got to be ready to move. You got to give yourself the best chance of doing something good, you know? Good ball. Good set. Off the platform. Putting it high and inside. Because you don't want to miss past the pin. Like, that's just such a hard swing. It puts them in such a terrible spot. But because that ball's to his right shoulder, he's able to take a real approach, be athletic, take a rip off the hands. Wow. All right, we got 3-2 in the fourth set here. Keita back to rip. Perfect pass over the top. Ooh, that's a nice route. They even had 2 people up, but because he's at his peak, he's able to just take it and rip it out to the 5 there. Really nice swing. Really nice decision there by the outside. Bang. Goodness. I mean, making a blocking scheme against a team like this is so difficult. Like, I'm trying to think through it right now, and it's just very difficult because any move you make, any adjustment that you make, it's like, well, then we're giving up that option. Like if we start to cheat over to Keita, if he's on the outside, then you're leaving Souza on the right side with a one-on-one, and that's an automatic kill. You know, like, you don't want to do that. It's difficult, man. Yeah. Oof. Yeah, Micah Christenson does have some great active hands as a blocker, but I think he kind of got messed up on that one. Seriously, taking a real swing at this ball. And I mean, that comes from confidence. You know, like they were cruising in the past 2 sets. You know, that comes with confidence and gives them a lot of energy to go take a real swing every time. But yeah, it looks like Modric is just a little bit late here. And if you're swinging like that and it causes you to be late, then just press earlier. Like, you just got to press earlier. Press over the block, over the net. Oops. Nice run. And he takes this off with 1 foot, making it look like he's going to reverse the flow. And you see how he just, like, is ready to move, but then he's late up there. Bang. It's a good swing, man. It's a good swing, good run. Whoa, Modric is kind of struggling with that spin to float right now, I guess. He's not really getting it too hot right here. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's Modric's, well, you see here, that's Modric's seam, but you see here, Modric's arms are in front. Like, that shouldn't be how it is. Like, Modric should be behind there because that ball's cutting to him, and this guy kind of has that, like, do I want to take it or not? He has that option. It's an option for him. It's an obligation for him. Spin to float. That's a nice one. Nice little middle spin to float there. Ball's up. Going to Keita out of system. Ooh, putting it tight. Again, this is another reason why you miss tight, okay? Obviously, you have Keita out there, so he has way more options than most people. They call him over. But still, like, at least he's able to do something aggressive there. If he's 10 feet off the net, he can't do something like that. They call him over, but still, like, the point stands. Like, if that ball's not over the net, then he still is able to do something athletic. All right, let's see. Spinner. Ball, good. Yeah, I think putting a really good serve-receive libero in there with Verona, like, is just so important because you want to let Micah Christenson run the offense. And especially also because Keita and Modric are more so attack first outsides. Now Keita's just going on his manic state run here. Good grab. Oof. They're in panic mode. Now that Keita's on the line, they're getting in panic mode. Michieletto's getting a little bit soft here. And they're starting to panic. There's blood in the water. Modric takes a swing off the hands of Spertoli again here. Again, they're just targeting Spertoli up there. And Keita smells blood in the water. And so he's staying aggressive. Like, once you feel a team starting to get like that, where they're just, like, starting to get nervous, start roll shotting, tipping, and, like, making mistakes, like communication errors right here, like whose ball is this where he steps away, whatever, or like where Fare like fell to the ground. Smell the blood in the water and get aggressive and like, oh, this is our time to get a lead, you know. Like if you're able to break a team apart and hurt their team chemistry, like dude, all day. That's the time to get going. I think that middle did get that ball up, but this right here is why I'm not a fan of pancakes, because I feel like he could have gotten this ball when it was a little bit earlier. Like he could have gotten the ball there instead of forcing a pancake. Because if you force the pancake and the ball's just there, then that's the set, and then you have to put a free ball over. And who knows what the offense is going to look like for them. Yeah. And so they're able to put a ton of pressure over there. Let's see. Good pass. No, not really. So Keita's out in the back row now. And let's see. I mean, do I like that? Not really. I'm not a big fan of that. Let Keita continue. Let him be the pipe option. I don't know. I mean, in serve receive, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I feel like you're just taking a piece to play with away from Christenson there, and you just don't want to do that. Like, I don't know. And he was just really wide here, so he gets tooled. Yeah. Floater, down the line, good pass. Yeah, I mean, and if he's floating, I feel like Modric should just be up and out of here, and these two should just be passing by themselves if they're two liberos. If this guy's in here as a serve receive sub, then force him to do more in serve receive. Like, I don't know. Force him to do a little bit more. Yeah, and I mean it's working, I guess, where they're putting in floats. Yeah, with how many serves Modric missed, I guess it's not a terrible idea, but still. Keita, gonna reuse, recycle. Yeah, he gets a nice cover there by this middle. Or no, sorry, I guess a libero. And I think he probably misses his hands there. We got 14-19. Blood in the water. Trentino is starting to get a little shaky. Starting to make some errors late game. Some serving especially. Oh, Modric misses it. Souza. And again, right here, you want to... I mean, if Souza's able to kick himself in so that the line is available. Like, you see this right here is... It's an uncomfortable spot for him. It's weird. So you just want to turn and let that come over your shoulder a little bit more. It's up. Good touch, Modric. Oh, come on. Oh, my gosh. They're just having fun out here. Like this, having a play like this, you don't see Trentino doing anything fun right now because they are nervous. They're scared to lose. Modric being saucy. And this comes from trust in your teammates. Like, this comes from trust and confidence in your teammates. Like, Modric is okay with doing something like this and setting Keita a mediocre ball because he has confidence that he's still going to score, and Micah Christenson's cool with putting that ball up there for Modric because he has confidence that Modric can make a good decision and either get a kill or put up a good ball like that. Wow. Yeah. And I don't know, I mean, where does confidence in your team come from? It comes from execution. It comes from being close with each other and having a genuine connection outside of volleyball. And the team chemistry aspect of it, it truly does make a difference on the court. I studied psychology in college, and that's when I start genuinely coaching, that's what I'm going to be doing, is focusing on making sure I'm going to be focusing on volleyball IQ and team culture. Those are the two big things. Yeah. Because other stuff like working out and stuff, that's in your own hands. I can I can give you a workout program, but it's you're going to do it hard, or you're going to do it soft. you're going to take some time off if you feel like it. Good route, good pass. I want to see this pass. Was it Keita? Big old serve from Mickey Leto. Keita just popping it up, letting Micah Christenson at least make a decision, make a choice, put up a good ball for Souza. Verona, man. Thanks for watching, guys.